Vinod in a better speech than his first one that I evaluated. We see improvement in Vinod's speech. Today's title was Advantages of Green Tea, and the speech objective was to get to the point. So from the way he started and carried forward, he built his speech and he concluded the speech. We noticed there were 3 bullet points where he mentioned the advantages of green tea, and then he focused on one, and then he moved forward to the next step, which was how to prepare green tea. Well, it's so good, then how do you make it? Are you able to make it good? And finally, he described how much of it we should be drinking daily. And he concluded his speech by calling us to an action of drinking green tea, of course. So the speech was very well meeting the structure suggested by this project. But there were a couple of things that he could have done better. First of all, he came here apologizing because he didn't bring his book. Well, we already took care of that. You are here to speak. This is your stage. You are not here to apologize. Next time when you start, you don't need to say, I'm sorry I did this. Another thing, when you started, you said, today I'll talk about green tea, and then you start your speech. You're introduced to already say that. So at the time you were here, we already knew that you were going to talk about green tea. You don't need to reiterate that as you start your speech. But the actual speech started right after that, and how many of you drink green tea was actually your starting line. So before that, you had 2 sentences. Maybe you should just get into the speech and get into the subtopic, because this is your stage. Take the stage immediately and carry forward. What else we can... here there are some points to be evaluated against. The general purpose of the speech was clear. I give you 5 over 5. The specific purpose of the speech was clear. It was informative, and it called for an action at the end. The organization was 4 over 5. Main points supporting the fact, they were well presented. You got full points on that. The beginning, body, and conclusion reinforced the purpose of the speech. You get full points on that. There was one place where you needed your notes, but the notes were not there. I know the executive objective of the speech says don't look at your notes, but still, in every speech, if you feel like you cannot remember a couple of things, maybe you can have a small piece of paper, because you needed that desperately at one point in your speech, but it wasn't there. Now, there are 2 alternatives. Either you prepare more for this type of speech, where you need to have everything in mind, and you be more fluent in your presentation, or you refer to your notes if you have to, because if you have to and they are not there, that's worse than not having them, although you are suggested not to have them. So that's my evaluation. It was a better speech. Way to go. Congratulations.